Before we close out here, I believe we covered Edmonton from head to toe, except for their free agents going into free agency this year. Lenny Hicks, Chester Longtail, Esquile Kajeda. I think I pronounced that right or wrong.
Ezekiel Cajeda.
Yeah, Ezekiel Cajeda and Usman Lee. Who stays and who might go?
Hicks is old, 2003. So same with all the other old players. If you want to keep them on,
mentorship territory.
Much smaller contract.
Super smaller contract, and
Usman is on a very defensive team. I say let him go. Really low offensive rating, and he's one of the only two Reds on the team for defensive.
And Chester Longtail is a fairly new player, I believe.
Sounds new.
Yeah, pretty new. I don't see an actual draft
if
thing.
He has that thing, that says he's a draft candidate.
Oh, so yeah, he was drafted.
He's a 2016 draft candidate. So.
Oh well, there you go.
So he's a brand new character.
He might have been signed onto the team just out of like the D League
after
probably.
The draft. So. He was signed after the draft.
Yeah, league minimum. Yeah. So.
It would have been like after the season started, but yeah, he's from this last season, so
yeah,
this last draft.
He could be adopted though, because his creator's leaving after the season, but he could probably be adopted by somebody and picked up from the committee if they submit an application and be a player for somebody.
And one thing of note, the old Butterfingers Romandarin does not have the most turnovers in the team anymore.
Oh, really? Who does?
Hicks and Herbonen are tied at 86. Romandarin has 82. So they really managed to get him to not drop the ball all the time.
They made him wash his paws, I think. Clean them kitty paws, make them shiny again.
All right, anything else to say about Edmonton, or are we good to move on?
We've wrapped him up like a pretty pink bow. Or puppy or something, I think.
No, it's all right. Let's go.
And currently Edmonton is marked as the 3rd seed because of the fact that the 4th seed will go to the other division. So even though Santa Ana is next, Santa Ana is actually the 5th seed.
Santa Ana.
The Spectrums.
We can't call them Team Sausage because, yeah.
Another team that's gone more or less even.
Mm-hmm.
But still a really good, complete team nonetheless.
And
totally.
Technically, they are already guaranteed in from the expected need.
That was awesome. And they got a really solid lineup. They got Adieta Angun, they got LV McDice, Legion Sung, Sebastian Couscous, and their rookie otter Tyrese Bond, aka the Otta.
Wow, Pimwadi has a really good PPR. Not a lot of play time.
I think that's because he had an injury later whenever a friend of Ada's passed away, and that was part of a story. So yeah, Angun kind of was injured for a little while before he managed to come back and actually do the thing, do what he does best.
And once again, also again, good solid bench. Rolling House, Velasquez, Namkakis, Scott Parsons, and Yasina. So it's again the same deal. Competitive team, not to take too lightly in the West. The shit. Not the shit storm like the clusterfuck. The clusterfuck of competition is happening in the West. So they're going to have to be careful to be watched.
I agree, and also uh, their reserves are also pretty good too because they got uh, Pinwadi.
It was
I believe
really
I
good, but
pronounced that.
they suck at shooting.
Yep, they got Pinwadi, Alex Moon, Jess, and Jamie, and Wesley Mater is also a rookie too. They got some pretty decent guys who can probably fill in for spots on the bench if they need them in a clutch.
However, their bench is definitely looking the weakest of all the teams we've seen so far.
Even weaker than Minton?
I'll let Mig be the one who
For what?
does that.
I mean,
Puppy's asking if Santa's bench is weaker than Edmonton's currently.
Bench. Well, let's see. Edmonton has 8 people with a green offensive rating. Oh, no. Actually, no, it's Hannah. Edmonton has. Well, the main thing for Edmonton is a very defensive team. So everyone on Edmonton's deep has a solid green defensive rating except for 2 players. And they have 5 people that are green offensive. Santa Ana is more of an offensive team, and they have like 1 or 2 more green offensively, but pretty much the entire team is red defensively. So yes, the Edmonton bench can shoot a little bit worse than Santa Ana, but defensively, the entire Edmonton team is strong, with the exception of like 2 players. So yeah, I would say Santa Ana's bench is a little bit weaker than Edmonton.
Just
a little bit, not too bad. Could always be worse. Just
but
saying.
So still, well, even with that, like I said, we can sell them short because with the power
they're
of
still
the
doing really well. It's just that it's like their starters are most of the team, so they really need to watch for injuries.
Yeah, I mean you can't sleep on them, but eventually like you said, their bench could hurt them in the long run.
It's more of all the teams so far, they're the most at risk if they get an injury. So it's
yeah, that's probably something to look forward to in the off season or postseason. Because currently, also they got LV McDice, they got Beulah Rollinghouse, they got Isana, Pimwadi, Alexander Moon, Jamie Velasquez, and Wesley Matter going into.
He's at 2007, so he's starting to get to the point where you want to maybe think about toning down his contract. He should be still good for a few more years, so I say yeah, pick him back up, but not at 10 mil.
Yeah,
it's still going to be a big.
Yeah, he's going to be a major contributing factor for a few more years. It's just that it should no longer be 10 mil, or maybe do a declining contract because he is starting to get old.
I agree to that.
That's going to be interesting in the next AFA because we got a lot of veterans that still are huge superstar, and it's going to have to see how the offers and contracts going to go. How because since I got here, I seen a couple of players which that seem to add a huge contract, not necessarily relative to what they actually are giving for their team. So it's going to be interesting to see how the GM's mentality for next FA is going to adapt in giving the big contracts. Are we going to see some of those big contracts? If so, it's probably going to be for young rookies that
Well, there's still
that
going to
just
be definitely players that are going to get big contracts. Like Sterling is probably going to get a big contract.
yeah
He's gonna
those
he's gonna want a big money
Especially if
contract.
Montana makes it to the finals this year, Sterling's going to get a big contract. He's going to be well fought over.
well
It's more
especially
these older players. We're going to probably not see as big of one, though. It's also to keep in mind we are going to probably be going to a different engine next year, so we're going to have that thing show up.
Yep. Also, just a quick interjection here from the general chat. Martin J. Wolf is saying that accent of yours, XD.
me.
Yeah, you.
So anything else we want to say about Santa Ana?
Nope, good.
Not really. No, they got a pretty good chance, but they need to.
Definitely watch about injuries because they're the
Yeah.
most vulnerable so far.
Yeah, definitely play it safe with the
Well, not so
coaching.
much play it safe as just really keep an eye on making sure that if you get an injury, it's dealt with immediately.
Keep your eyes peeled, basically.
Santa Ana, 38-31. They've gone 12-9, and they're the first
You
team
mean
that's still.
wait, we're done with Santa Ana, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going Seattle.
Yeah, you said Santa Ana, not Seattle.
Seattle,
Seattle Summit.
38-31. They're the first team that actually needs to still get a win to make playoffs for the expected need.
And holy smokes, they got the fox and the bear.
Well,
And the snake and the woodpecker, and yeah.
but
everyone.
you got to remember they actually had a bad start of the season, but somehow they eventually find a way to be back in the form that they were when they got to the finals last year. So
Well, part of
it's
it
going
is, as I said in the last assessment, it's like, yeah, it really just shows how strong changing your bench was. Is that between the third and the fourth assessment, I swapped Bobby Baylor and Doug Day as their backups big. And they've been just doing so much better with Doug Day than they were with Bobby Baylor.
Yep, the baby bear.
again,
And I'm not casting shade. That's actually his nickname, the baby bear, or baby brother.
I mean, all the pieces are still there, but especially if there's a pickup that's been a good part for Seattle, it's to have picked up Margaret Walters.
Definitely, Margaret Walter's been an amazing contributor to the Seattle Summit, along with Jerry Naranjo, Nico
McNamara.
McNamara, yeah.
Or
That's a mouthful.
however they want to pronounce it.
Yeah, McNamara, that's kind of a tongue twister in a way for me. Jake Turner, Dan Kuvianic, of course, the big two we don't really need to go into because they speak for themselves. And of course, they got Skinny. I mean, Kenny. Everyone loves Kenny.
So sorry I got cut off, but as I was saying, Margaret Walters has been a huge contributor to Seattle this year with that pickup.
Yep, and I echoed what you said too, and I also said that Nico, Jerry, Jake, and Turner speak for themselves. Everyone loves Kenny. I don't know anyone.
Team that's like after you get past maybe their backups, the rest of the bench 4 on pretty much is extremely lacking.
Yeah.
It's been tough with the.
Although I will actually go out on a limb here, maybe I need to look at her real quick. I think Natalie's not all that bad. She can probably improve over time a little bit.
She has the potential of being good. It's just she's not yet quite there. She's definitely one of the better defensive players on the team. It's just that her offense is much worse than Doug Day's.
Yep. Still, she's a good.
And she
can still be a good defensive
being
player.
on the team of all of them, but it's like, yeah, she is not yet up to backup quality even.
Not quite, but she can still do some stuff.